First, let me imitate Lin Yun-Ju's backhand flick for you. Lin Yun-Ju's backhand flick is relatively sideways and thin. It's also quite spinny. Lin Yun-Ju rarely uses a lot of power in his backhand flicks. Thin and spinny. All flicked at the descending point. These are the kinds of shots he flicks. He leans sideways. He flicks these kinds of shots more often. Lin Yun-Ju's flicks are very stable. He can flick any kind of shot. He can handle all positions. That's his strength. And his consistency is extremely high. But he lacks power and unpredictability. How does Zhang Jike flick? Zhang Jike's backhand flick. He can also flick any kind of shot. His advantage is his rhythm and placement variation, and his explosive power. He knows when to adjust his shot selection based on the situation. Sometimes Zhang Jike flicks like this. Sometimes he adds more side spin when the serve is low, and sometimes he uses explosive power. See how he flicks spinny, low shots? He can control the length of the arc. When he flicks with speed and power, he often goes for this line. It's different from Lin Yun-Ju's flick. He often uses these powerful side spin flicks. Lin Yun-Ju doesn't have this kind of shot. Zhang Jike uses these kinds of shots a lot. Zhang Jike's flicks, dwelling time longer. In major matches, as soon as he sees the opponent serve, he jumps in and powers a flick for a direct score. They're all high-speed shots with side spin arcs, and they're quite consistent. Comparing Zhang Jike and Lin Yun-Ju, both have very strong spin, but Zhang Jike's spin is even stronger. Zhang Jike has exceptional wrist strength. He can really brush the ball thoroughly. Zhengdong has 3 types of backhand flicks. First, he waits the ball drop really low and flick a side spin shot. But Zhengdong's spin isn't as strong. Still, he's very consistent. Another one is like this. He has this powerful flick. See how he flicks down the line with a lot of power? He has a very strong attacking ability. Then he has another flick. This is something Lin Yun-Ju doesn't have. Zhang Jike has it, and Zhengdong has it. A fast flick. It's used to set up the next shot. It's a transitional flick. If you serve a side spin, this kind of low-power fast flick breaks your serve and transitions into a rally. Do you understand? It's like this. It has some speed, not too much spin, but very high consistency. Zhang Jike and Zhengdong have this kind of shot. This shot isn't high quality, but it's fast and slightly body targeted. But it's only effective against side spin or topspin serves. Because with side spin or topspin serves, you can't add too much spin and arc. Normally, it's hard to flick. You just brush it forward slightly. Lin Yun-Ju's backhand flicks have more errors. He's not as consistent. His flicks prioritize power, and his power feels good. But sometimes he's inconsistent. Ma Long's flicks are average, and he doesn't use them much. Ma Long stands like this to flick. Ma Long's flicks are usually this quality. He stands like this to flick, and he doesn't have those explosive motions. Ma Long stands like this and flicks like this. So his flick isn't mainstream. He doesn't rely on it as a core technique. Look at Zhang Jike, he can flick however he wants. His technique is at a very high level. Tomokazu Harimoto's flicks focus more on speed and power. Harimoto rarely uses this kind of flick. The ones where you wait for the descending point and add side spin. He usually goes for power early. His contact point is earlier. Serve a reverse pendulum. Very fast. Before you can even finish your backswing, his shot is already coming. He focuses on quick transitions, not slow flicks. Most players with good backhand flicks tend to wait for the descending point. Wang Hao's flicks are very well rounded, technically strong. But his spin isn't as strong as Zhang Jike's. I feel like Wang Hao doesn't have many weaknesses. His flaws aren't major. My backhand flick is quite versatile, but my follow-up isn't as strong. Actually, I can do all kinds of flicks. Power flicks, spin flicks, I can do them all. Early or late contact I can adjust. But my issue is the transition after the flick. Specifically, the backhand transition after flicking. Let me demonstrate. For example, this kind of shot, if you return with some quality in a match, I'm a bit shaky. Because this isn't my strength. But someone like Zhengdong, he loves playing like this. After flicking, he might change direction for a direct winner. His backhand is very dominant. My flick is good, but my transition isn't. Does that make sense? When I play Zhengdong, do you see me flick much? Almost never. I mostly drop short. Because if I flick, I can't win the rally. When Ma Long plays Zhengdong, Ma Long's short game is strong, so he focuses on control. Zhengdong's flicks are strong, so he thrives in rallies. Wang ChuQin's flicks are also good. Wang ChuQin's flicks are powerful, and his side spin is strong. Wang ChuQin's only weakness is slightly less spin, because when he goes for power, the ball speed increases, so spin decreases. Wang ChuQin has two flicking styles, serve anywhere. When the ball is low, he uses this side spin flick. When it's slightly higher, he powers through it. He's very confident with it. Wang ChuQin rarely uses the kind of flicks you can observe, like Lin Yun-Ju or Zhang Jike, where they wait for the descending point and add heavy spin. Wang ChuQin does that less. When I've played Wang ChuQin before, serving against him is very stressful. Because if you serve even slightly high, he immediately steps in and powers a flick. When he flicks, you barely have time to complete your backswing. So playing against him, serving is very tough. If you're playing him and he keeps flicking your serves, and his own serves are well hidden, the short game becomes very difficult. Fang's backhand flicks are average, not very refined. Dmitry Ovtcharov's flicks, honestly, are just okay. He just has a lot of power, and he shouts loudly. Ovtcharov's flicks, he really goes for power. Serve 1. He flicks like this, and he really commits to power. He doesn't play it safe, so his flicks can be intimidating. But in terms of consistency and overall ability, he's lacking. Another thing is, Ovtcharov can't receive with his forehand, so he flicks everything. That's why you might think his flicks are good. Because he flicks 9 out of 10 shots, he can't receive with his forehand. He doesn't receive like this, with his backhand like this. He holds his racket like this to push, so you see him either flicking or receiving with his backhand like this. Ovtcharov's strength is his shot quality is high, plus he has a unique style. If you can't exploit his weaknesses, he's tough to play. By joining my membership, you can watch more than 10 videos in advance and access 30 professional tutorial videos by Fangbo. I will continue to update a members-only video every week. These videos cover everything from beginner basics to advanced techniques,
because it's possible for him to push it to your forehand area,
ensuring you'll find the skills you need. The cost ranges from $1 to $3, depending on your region. Thank you all for your support.